This is the story of the time that I met President Jimmy Carter, and he made fun of me. Given his work with Habitat for Humanity and his Nobel Peace Prize, I certainly did not expect this from him. Here's the full story. This all happened back in October 2019 when I was rooftop tent living in the southern US to try to get a bit of a vacation break from the Canadian fall weather. I'd recently been hanging out in Florida, made a visit to the Kennedy Space Center, and it was when I was there that I started thinking about how I had vague recollections of hearing news reports about how Jimmy Carter would teach Sunday school at his church in Plains, Georgia. So I decided to look it up, and sure enough, to my great luck, he was actually going to be teaching Sunday school in just 2 days. So I quickly made my way to Plains, Georgia, not really knowing anything more about it or what to expect. So I rolled into town on Saturday afternoon, and my first stop was the boyhood home and farm of Jimmy Carter, where some locals warned me that I would need to make sure that I was at the church parking lot by the evening, Saturday evening, if I wanted to make sure to get a spot. So from there, I went on to his high school, where I took a look around and cooked dinner in the parking lot before making my way to the church. Just like I had seen on news reports, they were handing out numbers, and I was number 6 in line for arriving around 7 p.m. As I chatted with others in the parking lot, I quickly learned that for most, this was something that they had been planning for a lot more than 2 days. We settled in for an evening of car sleeping in the church parking lot, which for many people seemed to be something they were fairly uncomfortable with. But as I had been road tripping around, sleeping in my rooftop tent and living out of my car, this was actually a pretty great spot, knowing that I wouldn't get a 2 a.m. knock to move along, and with porta potties nearby, couldn't really ask for much more than that. So I had a great night of sleep, probably a lot better than the others in the parking lot. And in the morning, got in line for the Secret Service security screening before making my way into the church. While hearing the former president speak was a draw in itself, another reason that attracted a lot of people to this was the opportunity to get a photo with him and the former First Lady afterwards. This was a very carefully orchestrated activity that they were quite well practiced in to try to get a few hundred people through promptly. So one of the rules that they had specified in advance was that we were to come up for photos in the groups that we had come to church with. President Carter had left, for the most part, the logistics to others, but he did reinforce this rule at the end, telling us again that we should come up for photos in the group that we came with. And he actually went on to say that if someone came up for a photo alone, he wouldn't say anything, but while sitting there for the photo, he would silently be wondering why they didn't have any friends. A few minutes later, it was my turn for my solo photo with the former president and First Lady, and I smiled and tried to hide my hurt feelings. I was very lucky to have made this visit in October 2019, as in early 2020, President Carter stopped teaching Sunday school, and in 2023, he entered hospice. But remarkably, he did celebrate his 100th birthday on October 1st, 2024. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe.